6.2 liter L87 recall. There's some new information that has come out that's not really available to the public yet. It has been updated on the NHTSA website. You've seen from a few social media creators, including myself, the original coverage of the L87 recall back in March. Since then, I think it was March at the time. Since then, April there was an update, and then May there was an update. So there's the newest update from a couple days ago. I have the last two updates. There's a lot of information online being spread about this. GM is going to go ahead and extend the warranty coverage on the vehicles that just get oil changes to 10 years, 150,000 miles. On none of the literature that I've seen, the new updated literature, does it say anything about warranty extension or mileage extension. So I'll go ahead and throw the first revision up, and then we'll do the second revision after it. It basically says that they're going to be more stringent on what they approve and what they don't approve, and there's going to be more of a process to it. Instead of just opening or hooking up a scanner and seeing if codes are present with, like, let's just say you have a good running L87, Escalade, Sierra, whatever it may be, Silverado, and you go into the shop, they hook it up to the scanner, and there's no codes present. Well, they're to hook a pico scope up as well, and they're going to actually check the cam to crank correlation using a scope. Just because it's not setting a code doesn't mean that there's not a problem, because a lot of the L87 engines that have showed up at the shops, there was a dude last night that said, I've already done like 20 of those engines with me alone in my dealer, and only one of them actually had the P0016 cam crank correlation code set. So he said, you know, the pico scope is a better idea, because now we get to actually overlay the graph of the positioning of the camshaft and the crankshaft to make sure they're actually in correlation with each other, rather than waiting for some code to be present. Now we know exactly, using a pico scope, whether or not we're good. If we're not good, it will show that they're not aligned, or there will be a code present and the engine will get replaced. If we are good and everything aligns, basically what we'll do is we'll drain the oil out of it. We'll put 0W40 supercar oil in with a new filter, and that's that. That's basically all the stuff says. Here's the revision 2 and revision 3. Here you can see that it says inspect and check for DTC P0016. If it's not set, go to step 2. If DTC is set, then they want you to quarantine the vehicle, and then do some, it has to do with some kind of engine replacement because of the correlation code. And then if it doesn't have any codes set, everything looks fine, they want you to change the oil to 0W40, change the oil cap to a 0W40 oil cap. And then they want you to take some maintenance information and stick it in the owner's manual in the customer's glove box or wherever they keep it. If you look under conditions, it says General Motors has decided that a defect which relates to motor vehicle safety may exist in certain 21 to 24 model year Escalade, ESVs, yada yada yada. The connecting rod and or crankshaft engine components in these vehicles may have manufacturing defects that can lead to engine damage and engine failure. If the engine fails during vehicle operation, the vehicle can lose propulsion, increasing the risk of crash. Then correction, it says dealers will inspect vehicles that pass inspection will be provided a higher viscosity oil, which will also require new oil cap, an oil filter replacement, and the owner's manual insert. Down on the bottom is your parts list for your oil filter cap, your oil, and your filter. That's revision 2. Now let's look at revision 3. Looking upwards from under the vehicle towards the rear left-hand cylinder head, inspect the digits indicated on the sticker above to determine the build date of the engine. The first 2 digits circled are the build year, which is 24 is the example, and the next 3 digits are the build day, 114, this example. If the engine was built before 24-183, proceed to step 2. If the engine was built after 24-183, no further action is required. Submit the labor operation. If you have to go to step 2, it says these vehicles have been identified as requiring engine replacement. Transfer the original 0W20 oil cap to the new engine and fill the engine with 0W20. So it sounds like they went from identifying that there was a problem with the recall notice ending in 000. The notice number 2 ended in 001, which says something about specifying changing the oil weight from this to that because of some kind of mishap between machining the crank surface or debris on the rods or some kind of wrist pin circlip not being installed correctly. And then revision 3 being, we're not going to talk about any of that other stuff because it's not important. That's not what's going on. What we need is we've identified these vehicles between this date and previous, and we need to do engine replacements on those, but anything that's above this date doesn't get an oil change or anything required. It specifies nothing about that. So there were a few people that were upset that the newer information wasn't given out, but that's all we had. If you go to Lake Speed or Anthony or anybody that covered this, Rainman Ray, this information wasn't out when people started covering this, and now this information's out. I had to go to a GM tech that had to send me PDF files last night on the updated information so I could give it to you guys because it's not available to the public yet. But now you have it. It looks like they may not be doing anything for anybody outside of a specific date between 21 and 24. The ironic thing behind all this is they're so indecisive and they keep changing this so much. It's already changed at least twice over the last 2 months on this whole ordeal. It seems like they really don't know what is going to fix it other than just replacing the engines, because maybe they did find a manufacturing defect and they fixed it, and now they're going back to, okay, these people all deserve. But you see in that literature, there's nowhere in that literature anywhere and in the full manuals that talk about an extension of warranty. Not that I've seen. I even talked to the GM tech last night and I was like, hey man, what's this whole ordeal that I'm seeing? 10 years extension, 150,000 miles. And he said, Rich, in any of these revisions, which I've given you the original, the second, and the third, there's nothing about a warranty extension. I don't know where these people on the internet come up with this stuff, but it says nothing in the literature about a warranty extension. There may have been some article that posted it somewhere, or somebody else may have some more insight on it, but in the actual paperwork from GM, it doesn't say anything about a warranty extension. So it's changed multiple times, and that's the updated information. Do with it what you will. Have a great day.